Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's session. First of all, I'm really excited to be on the Civo team. I have been working with them when I was a community member, and now I'm working as Director of Technical Evangelism, and there are lots of things coming up for the community. So this is about myself. I'm CKD certified CNCF ambassador, Docker community leader, and run meetups. And I'm an Influx ace. And today we'll be talking about developers life easy. So basically, it's kind of a storyline that I have prepared. So since long time, the focus of the industry, the IT industry, has been to make the developers life easy, and that's where we are headed at. So starting from back, we have virtual machines, then we came to containers, then Kubernetes, then making again it simplified K3s, and then we have our managed K3s, and then on top of it we have Kubernetes Marketplace, which is the whole agenda that I'll be talking about. So you can see like virtual machine is just simple VM that you have hardware, hypervisor, few VMs running on that. It's completely software defined, and basically any compute instances that you run in the cloud. So you will be seeing like VMs terminology. So those are actually the virtual machines running on the hardwares. Then coming another level up for helping the developers, it's containers, so that you on the same hardware and on the same OS, you will be able to run multiple containers, which will be multiple microservices, in turn multiple applications. So the packaging of dependencies, flexibility of writing the languages, and all those things will be benefit of the containers. Now, taking the next level, orchestrating the containers, comes Kubernetes into place. So Kubernetes is container orchestrator, and you have just a basic diagram of control plane and a node, the basic architecture that is there. So basically, it's actually orchestrating your containers. So you have hundreds, thousands of containers. So you need someone to orchestrate it, and Kubernetes is the de facto standard as per today. So you have your Kubernetes container, Kubernetes orchestrator, and it will take care of the deployment, the scaling, the maintaining the desired state to the actual state of the cluster. So all those things again made the life of the developer easy. Now coming to the next portion, which is K3s. So K3s is a distribution, a Kubernetes distribution, CNCF certified. It's 50 MB, close to 50 MB binary as of 1.19.2 release. It's basically a trimmed down version of K8. So whatever you run in Kubernetes, like kubectl get pods, you can run as it is in kubectl get pods in a K3s cluster as well. So you can run it on Raspberry Pi, you can run it on any infrastructure, on small devices. Very good for development, but it is production ready, and that's what we offer. So again, making developers life easy over there. Now coming to Civo's managed K3s. So we took another step, and we saw the great potential that K3s is having. And though now it is actually a CNCF sandbox project, so it's you can see the credibility that K3s has and the amount of adoption in the community that it has. So now we have Civo's managed K3s, which is again super fast, super light, and easy to use managed K3s service powered by Civo. Now, again, making developers' life easy. Now coming to the main thing, which is Kubernetes Marketplace. So we have taken it to another level in making the developers' life easy, which is Kubernetes Marketplace. So you might have heard of all the marketplaces that are there around, but what's special in Civo Marketplace is it's actually built by the community for the community. So most of the applications, they are built by our community members, and they are being used by our community members. And some of them I have highlighted over here. So it's just a single click install. So when I just click on any application, I don't have to do anything. And when you run a Kubernetes cluster, you actually need basic set of applications, and every customer or every user or every community member has different needs. So I might be a person. So whenever I install my Kubernetes cluster, I have few things which I definitely need, and I install them, whenever I'm creating the cluster. So I need them. Similarly, when you have small organizations, mid-level organizations, high level, I mean, large scale organization. So all those Kubernetes clusters that people are running, they cannot run plain clusters and just their applications. So there are certain specific applications which are available. Basically, these are another softwares or another projects that are available open source, which we help in deploying by one click. So you don't have to take care about, getting the YAMLs, doing the configurations and anything. So you can directly deploy them onto your clusters. So this is a simple user. So this small little guy is our community user. So what he does is he logs in from the Civo CLI, he does a Civo K3s create and install a application -f application and gives the application that has to be installed. So you can see when the cluster gets created in the application section, you can see Rancher is already present. So that's how fast it is. So the cluster gets actually created with Rancher installed. You didn't even touch anything. You didn't even went to Rancher website and see the installation docs, how it is happening, expose it. You have to create cluster role binding, the deployment, all those things. You don't have to worry about that. Again, from the UI, you can check the Rancher is installed, and every application has a post-install steps, like after the installation, how you can access the URL, how you can access the web UI, so all those things. So in this particular scenario, there is a post-install step of ingress. As you apply the ingress, you can see on the bottom right, you have a Rancher dashboard ready. And the main thing, so the maintainers are community members, and as and when any update comes to the application, it gets updated because the community is very engaging. They are very up to date. So yesterday itself 2.5.0 was released, and we already have that on a Civo Marketplace. So that's how quick it is. Now, so like I told you, Marketplace is by the community and for the community. So on the left-hand side, you can see a long list of, actually the list is much longer than this. I couldn't take a complete screenshot and fit here. So there are a lot of applications, more than 30 plus, I believe. So that you can readily install right from your cluster or from the CLI. Now comes to the contribution part. So how the community is contributing day in, day out to the Kubernetes Marketplace. And you can see various announcements that happen on Kube100 Slack channel every week. This is the new application by our community member. This is the new application by our community member. So you can have, as of now, we still do support Helm 2. So Helm 2 charts or Helm 2 installation apps are readily available. You can install Helm 3 apps via the K3s CRD, which is supported. Then the plain YAML files, if you have specific YAML files that you have, then you can install that. You can also use install.sh and include dependencies as well. I'd like to show you more in this part. So I don't have much of the demo over here, but the command that I show you, I'll run it and we can see that it does create. So it is creating a new cluster, and in the meanwhile, when it gets created, I'll show you some of the other things. So this is a link of Civo Marketplace. So this is the repository where the actual fun is happening. So you have all these applications which are listed on the UI, and you can readily install them. Now, basic structure includes, just go to any application. Basic structure includes 4 to 5 files. Install, manifest, post install. And if install is not there, then there will be app.yaml, which will be the plain YAML files. So quickly, I want to touch upon two things. The manifest file. So the manifest file is the one where you can have the dependencies. So you know that, so this particular application, take a good example. WordPress is the application. It depends on a DB, and we have Longhorn. So the dependencies we define over here. So when we click on WordPress, that automatically the dependencies will get installed in the marketplace in the backend, and then this particular application will get installed, so that you don't have to install the dependent applications on that. So that's how the dependencies work. Now you have different plans that you can give. So like on the DB side or on the WordPress side, you want to have different storage options. So you can define them under the plans. So this all magic happens in the manifest.yaml. Now there are certain configurations as well that you can do, which is by supplying the IDs. So we have like Civo cluster ID is there, and you can define the configuration cluster ID with the label, and the value Civo cluster ID. So it will automatically pick up the cluster ID for your cluster when you install the app. So that whole magic happens behind the scenes. Now in the WordPress YAML, you can see how to use those variables is just with a dollar symbol. So I'll just increase the size. So WordPress $cluster ID that we have defined in the manifest will automatically come here. And when you go to WordPress.yourclusterid.kh.civo.com, after installing the WordPress app, boom, your WordPress application will be there, and you didn't touch anything. So that's the beauty of it. So that's how your life is easy. That's how at least my life is easy. And I believe we have hundreds and hundreds of install going on every month of marketplace applications, and people are actually loving it and using it. That's why they are contributing it as well. Another quick thing that I want to show is the install.sh. So sometimes there is like you need to have some of the installations that you want to do before applying the YAMLs that you can do. And sometimes you want to do a curl and then install some application, that also you can do. So that all comes in install.sh when you don't have the app YAML files ready and there is a ready-made thing that you want to use from the install.sh. So that all things also you can use in install.sh. I mean, it's that much configurable. So that's pretty much it. And I believe if I refresh, there should be a cluster which is in progress. Okay, it's already created. If I go here, there should be Rancher, which is already deployed. So that's how easy it is. I already deployed Rancher. And if I just, apply this, if you want, and I have to get the kubeconfig file as well. Actually, I can get from here. Oh, I have to give the cluster name, Twilight Garden. I mean, it's fine. I'll delete that cluster later. So kubectl apply --kube config equal to test and ing. Oops, I didn't type -f. So the ingress is created, and we have, I believe the pod should be up and running if we want to check. Oops, can't have so many things. Yes, I see all the pods are up and running. So means if I go to the URL and try it out, so we can see that the Rancher is up and running in few minutes of the talk itself. So this is the 2.5.0. It's very good. So you can try it out on Civo cluster. So that's it that I had for my talk. So go ahead and contribute more. I will be, very happy for your new contributions, and whatever app you have, let's have it in Civo Marketplace. Thank you so much.